Hello, Simon. Take a seat. I believe you have something really interesting for me.
I sure do. Now, how would you feel if I could help you slash your component costs?
Well, frankly, I'd be amazed, but it depends on how you do it.
Sure, look, you're a Seagate partner, aren't you? And we know that you pay over the odds for your Seagate drives.
Do I?
Sure, it's all that specialisation, surveillance drives, NAS drives. I mean, data's data, right? It doesn't make any difference whether your customers are powering their gaming PCs, recording the big game off of television, or even recording their shoppers on CCTV, right? So let's simplify things. We've taken a basic disk drive, changed around a few of the features, and given it a stylish new name. And with the money that you save on our all-purpose drive, you can either pass those savings on to your customer or enjoy bigger margins. It's up to you.
I see. So these disk drives of yours, what capacities do you have? You see, my customers are telling me that they're going to want a whole lot more in the next few years, and we're already designing the boxes to meet these new demands.
It's the normal capacity, like everyone else.
It's just that, well, Seagate drives have up to 6 terabytes of capacity already based on proven and reliable platforms.
That sounds pricey. I mean, especially when I tell you about the discounts I can offer you.
Discounts? What about your service?
Sure, we offer an excellent service, a really fast delivery, and if you order today, I can get you...
I was talking about the kind of service you offer when things go wrong at the customer end.
The customer's end? Surely you take care of the customer's requirements?
Well, I certainly know about computers and cameras, but I don't know 1/10 of what Seagate does about data storage. What happens if I sell one of your disk drives and the customer loses the data?
Well, I know a couple of guys who are pretty good at data recovery.
Thanks. But with Seagate, my customers can opt for 3 years of data recovery if they need it, up to 5 years with the enterprise drives. And Seagate recovers the data in over 90% of cases. Talking about backup, are your desktop drives RAID compatible?
Sure. Oh, sorry, did you say RAID compatible?
Yes.
Oh, like a bank raid.
No. I mean, are your products compatible with a RAID environment?
Are Seagate?
What do you think?
Oh, that is impressive. But really, in today's economic environment, the importance of price can't be overemphasized. Now, in terms of price,
What kind of support do you offer your partners?
just name it, you've got it.
I just wondered how it compares with Seagate's, because with the Seagate Partner Programme and their online portal, it's like having an extra employee.
Well, okay, let's see if we can match it. What does your Seagate Partner Program offer?
Okay. How about online product training?
No problem. We could do a PowerPoint over WebEx.
Salesforce training?
We do a bingo night. Oh, unless you prefer karaoke.
With Seagate, we can take a range of interactive online courses and get a certificate of completion. And we can brush our knowledge up at any time. It's really good for showing how to frame the sales pitch and how to handle objections.
Of course. With our products, you wouldn't need to encounter so many objections.
But you're talking about price again.
Sure.
Every customer tries to negotiate on price. But how often are they serious about it? Once we explain the value of buying the right drive for the right environment, price is hardly ever a deal breaker. Okay, what about installation guides?
We supply full instructions.
Customer technical support representative? Diagnostic tools? Qualification drives? That's free customer testing units? Oh, and what about returns?
Well, of course. Returns happen. We all know about it.
Yes, but how much paperwork would it entail? In the rare cases when we do have to return Seagate drives, our partner status lets us return several drives in a single transaction. So we have the minimum disruption and admin. And what's more, through the Seagate Partner Portal, I can contact their support team, track any support issues or product returns, check the status of all of our warranties, and access diagnostic tools and firmware updates. And if that isn't enough, as a Premier Partner, we get access to a dedicated engineer and firmware adjustments. Do you do that?
Maybe something could be arranged?
How would you help me market your disk drives?
We take the position that you know your customer base best, so we don't...
Do you offer product shots and videos? Data sheets and product selection guides? What about web banners, sample emails and online sales copy?
You telling me that that's all on...
Our Seagate partner portal, sure.
That's impressive. But we all know that that sort of stuff goes out of date quite quickly.
You're right there. In fact, that's why Seagate keeps us in the loop with their monthly newsletter and new product launches and updates, as well as news on upcoming webinars, sales tools and training courses, and general storage industry trends. I guess you have something like that too.
Well, I've just started a blog.
So then, you'd probably know why price isn't the top priority in disk drive sales right now. In the surveillance market, analytics are starting to take off, turning data from a storage liability into a business asset that's growing in value all the time. In the NAS market, the question of how many terabytes can we get for our money is turning into how can we provide better customer service by accessing and opening customer files faster. And even in your desktop market, with so much existing kit now around 7 to 8 years old, there's a huge refresh opportunity for solid-state hybrid drives.
Solid state?
Solid-state hybrid drives. For our customers, they offer a blazing fast computer upgrade for a fraction of the cost of a new machine. SSD speed with HDD capacity at an affordable price. The best of all worlds. And at the same time, a great margin opportunity for systems integrators. And talking about margin opportunities, another Seagate service is the way they help us put monthly targets together, leading to preferential pricing and regular rebates. And I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but we've also signed up to their SPP Rewards Plus program, where we earn points on every drive we purchase. Points we can redeem for anything from cash to merchandise, from travel to experiences. And it's worth up to $40,000 every quarter.
Maybe we can work on some targets?
Yes? What would you say disk drive storage trends are looking like?
Good. Really, really good.
Actually, we're forecasting video surveillance to grow by 30% a year, NAS to grow by 20% plus, and SSHD, well, it's anyone's guess, but it's around 50% right now. And those numbers are at the expense of your desktop-style drives.
But do you think it's wise to put all of your eggs into one basket? I mean, Seagate had a few product glitches just a few years back.
Well, it seems that their billion-dollar annual R&D budget is paying off. Their surveillance drives are now 7th-generation technology and not known for glitches. Some of the largest Fortune 500 customers insist on them.
But what about allocation? What happens the next time there's a flood?
Then for your sake, I'll hope that you've broadened your own supply chain as much as Seagate has. Can you send in my next appointment, please?
Hi Annabelle, nice to meet you. Good of you to make some time for me.
Hi George, that's okay. Have a seat. It's a bit busy, but I believe in making time for salespeople.
So, how's business?
Very healthy, thanks. Unlike some of our patients, of course. In fact, I suppose that our growth has caused a few systems bottlenecks, but, well, that's a good problem to have. So, rushed off our feet. What are we talking about today?
I'd like to find out more about your NAS drive requirements, actually.
NAS drives? Don't talk to me about NAS drives.
Hi Annabelle. Nice to meet you. Good of you to make some time for me.
Hi George, that's okay. Have a seat. It's a bit busy, but I believe in making time for salespeople.
Yes, much appreciated. So, business is good?
Pretty healthy, thanks. Unlike some of our patients, of course. In fact, I suppose that our growth has caused a few systems bottlenecks, but, well, that's a good problem to have. Rushed off our feet, so what are we talking about today?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned systems bottlenecks because I'd like to talk to you about your NAS drive requirements, actually. Tell me.
NAS drives? Don't talk to me about NAS drives.
Oh. Hi, Annabelle. Thanks for seeing me. I hear business is good.
Hi, George. I guess you could say it's booming. Take a seat. So, what's this all about?
Well, I've noticed that businesses like yours tend to hit some real systems bottlenecks as their data storage requirements grow. Would you say that's the case with you?
Oh, you're spot on, actually. You want to see my inbox?
I can imagine. But give me a couple of minutes to show you how we can help scale your system in line with your business growth. I'm talking about your
My what?
You're a... Oh, what the heck?
NAS drives.
NAS Drive.
NAS drives?
NAS Drive.
NAS drives.
Well, I've noticed that businesses like yours tend to hit some real systems bottlenecks as their data storage requirements grow. Would you say that's the case with you?
You're spot on, actually. You want to see my inbox?
I can imagine. But give me a couple of minutes and you'll see how you can easily scale your system in line with your business growth.
Yes.
Yes. I put money on it that with so much demand on your system, your people spend a lot of time waiting for files to download.
You couldn't be more right. We've had several failures recently.
But why do you think your storage is failing?
It's just the nature of NAS technology.
NAS technology? How so?
Well, sure. Our NAS gets used 24/7 and gets more and more traffic, but because the drives can't keep up with the kinds of demands we have these days, they keep failing. So the result is I'm always buying new drives. It's just a matter of getting the biggest drive for the lowest price. Problem is, every time we have to replace a drive, it slows down the box.
So you'd say it's a cost issue?
Well, sure. So unless you can help us cut costs.
So for me, buying drives is just a matter of getting the biggest drive for the lowest price.
So I understand your cost issue and why you buy purely on price, but at the same time, what are your people saying about their performance?
What do you mean?
You probably found there's a performance issue every time the NAS box has to bring up a new drive. And I bet it's not the only time your users complain about load times.
Well, yeah, but let's face it, people are putting all kinds of files on there. Spreadsheets, images, video, and you know how every new instrument we get uses up more and more data space all the time. I mean, the imaging kit we've got now uses 10 times the file size that the previous generation used. And those 3D ultrasound scanners, for instance, just incredible.
But the images and video, it's taking time to load? What, like people are waiting for, half a minute or more for stuff to load? Surely that's a customer service issue as well as a productivity issue.
Surely that's to be expected with such big file sizes.
Absolutely, if you're using desktop drives rather than NAS drives.
Okay, tell me more.
Sure, but first, how well are your NAS units looked after? Do they have constant temperature air conditioning? Vibration damping? Let's not kid ourselves. While they may be the storage workhorse of the organisation, they don't exactly get the thoroughbred treatment, do they?
No, I suppose that's right. Really?
I guess they get tucked away because they're producing too much heat, and people say they're a bit noisy too.
Yeah.
And it's a surprise that they have performance issues or fail. Let's talk about your basic desktop drive. It's designed to operate efficiently for about 8 hours a day, a normal working day. And your NAS box is on for
24 hours a day.
365 days a year. So that's the first thing. In contrast, our NAS optimized drives are built for year-round 24/7 operation. They have superior spindle balance, so they vibrate less. Think about it. The flight height of our heads is less than the size of a flu virus. Any vibration, and you've certainly got contact with the disk, and obviously that's not good for your data. And then when you have 4 or more drives operating so close together...
Yeah, I get it. Vibration's a problem.
So you'll be glad to know that not only do our drives vibrate less, our SMB Enterprise NAS, that's the one designed for growing businesses like yours, has rotation vibration sensors that actually sense the external environment and adjust to it to deliver the same high performance no matter what. And if you want high capacity with a 5-year warranty, it's also the highest capacity NAS drive on the market. 6 terabytes in a single disk drive. And that's not all. You know how your desktop PC likes heat?
Like the plague.
Now consider the heat build-up in a multi-drive box.
You're right, we had all kinds of problems when our aircon failed last summer.
And that's why, instead of running at the usual desktop speed of 7200 RPM, our NAS drives run at 5900 RPM. So, they're not only cooler, but quieter too.
Funny, our network guy's been on at me to get proper NAS drives. Now I see why. But it's still all about price per terabyte, so I just need to source the best deal I can for NAS drives.
Wait, hold on a moment. Our NAS drives run at 5900 RPM. So, they're not only cooler, but quieter too. Your network guy's been on at you about NAS optimized drives, hasn't he? But it's not just a straightforward return on investment argument.
It isn't?
Sure, any NAS drives will give you the obvious ROI advantages. More uptime, energy savings, more secure data. But now, let's talk about productivity.
Talking about productivity, I've got a lot to do, so
But it's not just a straightforward return on investment argument.
It isn't.
Sure, any NAS drives will give you the obvious ROI advantages. More uptime, better energy efficiency, more secure data. But now let's talk about how you can save everyone a whole lot of time too with Seagate's built-in NASWorks, which simplifies drive installation, improves reliability, shortens file access time, and makes video streaming smoother, benefiting both your staff and your patients. You see, if you're looking for a specific file on a desktop drive and the head doesn't find it immediately, it'll just carry on looking. Or it'll try and rebuild the disk while you wait. And wait. With NASWorks, the system would only look on the first disk for a couple of seconds before going to find it on another disk, and then you don't wait while it's rebuilding the first disk either. The bigger the file sizes, the more valuable NASWorks becomes. In fact, you could say that without a technology like NASWorks, you won't really get the full benefit from your latest imaging technology. And of course, the cost of your NAS hardly compares to what you spent on that sort of tech. So, let's talk specification, shall we?
It's just that our network admin has said a couple of times that Seagate disks have had some quality issues.
And one reason we've been spending over $1 billion a year in R&D is to make sure that won't happen again. Our technology's advanced 3 or 4 generations since then.
Really? Well, my network admin actually showed me some of your negative comments just the other day. Sorry, but it's just that our network admin has said a couple of times that Seagate disks have had some quality issues.
And we've been spending over $1 billion a year in R&D to make sure that won't happen again. Our technology's advanced 3 or 4 generations since then. What would you say if I told you we now sell 80% of our NAS disk drives to OEM manufacturers, DVR manufacturers, for example, companies that are trusting our technology with their brand names?
Really?
Have you had any problems with your home DVR lately?
No, I must admit, it's pretty rock solid.
Right. Well, let's just work out what capacity you would need.
Look, hold it. I'm still not sure about putting all our data onto Seagate drives.
But they're guaranteed for 3 years and now 5 years with our enterprise class HDD drives. What could go wrong? Have you had any problems with your home DVR lately?
No, I must admit it's pretty rock solid.
Right, well let's just work out what capacity you would need.
I'm still not sure about putting all our data into Seagate drives.
Okay, no problem. How about a test order and we'll see how it goes.
Hold it, I'm still not sure about putting all our data into Seagate drives.
I hear you, but let's turn that around. Why would you be more sure about putting all your data into our competitors' drives? I'll tell you what, fill one NAS enclosure with Seagate and one with our competitors' disks, and let's see how our NAS product and NASWorks fare in the real world with your staff, your patients and your data, and with your enclosures, of course, because we work with all the top NAS box builders to ensure full compatibility. Oh, by the way, Seagate offer the best peace of mind feature yet. You can choose either a NAS HDD or an enterprise NAS HDD model, complete with a data recovery plan that will hopefully let you sleep better at night. So if your new IT guy crashes the NAS box or a nasty virus hits your data, our Seagate data recovery services will work to get your data back. No matter what, you're covered for 3 to 5 years. So let's start with a part order, or we could just make your life simpler and do it all in one go.
You know, I don't have a problem with keeping things simple. Let's do this.